Now look at how beautiful. Hi, good morning. I'm Chef Regina Charbonneau, and I'm at my cooking school in Natchez, Mississippi, and I have a treat for you today. I'm not actually cooking, I'm learning something new today. So I have a friend from Spain who's been traveling and spending time in Natchez. So I'm sorry, Yvonne, I'm going to start over.
No, the contrary, let's keep on rolling.
Okay.
Ivan, that's my experience here in the States. That's the whole thing, Ivan.
Ivan.
That's it.
Ivan.
Yeah.
So Ivan is here, Ivan Mena.
Yeah, thank you.
And so he said he was going to, I had him over for dinner, he and his partner, and Harriet, and they came over for dinner, and he said, I want to reciprocate. I'm going to make a Spanish omelet for you. And I said, great, can we tape it and you teach me and teach all my friends that tune in for this? So I'm so excited. So tell me about the Spanish omelet.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. It's exciting. I came
so
here just to do a tortilla, and then suddenly all this, that's amazing. But
and tortilla, you call it a
yes,
tortilla?
But tortilla, as you know, with South American food, it can be mistaken as the wrap that you usually use. In Spain, in Europe, the tortilla is omelette.
Okay.
So it's with eggs. And I'm sure that everybody has heard about...
So tortilla, so tart with eggs.
Yes.
It's kind of, okay.
It could be something like that. Yeah. So from Spain, you usually, I'm sure that everybody knows paella, maybe gazpacho, that is like a cold soup. Mm-hmm. But the Spanish omelette, is what every Spaniard has for almost any good moment. And it's just like for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, cold, hot. When you go to a bar, this is the most popular tapas or pinchos. If you're from the north, that is what, when you order some drink, they always give you some food. So this kind of tapa is very popular in Spain.
And you had told me also it's served sometimes with mayonnaise.
Yes.
So, and people know if you go to reginaskitchen.com, I've got so many recipes, and I have homemade mayonnaise. And so Yvonne brought really good olive oil from Spain. So we talked about making a homemade mayonnaise and how easy it is. But it's all, I would definitely make mayonnaise for this with good olive oil, right? So it's kind of like an aioli. Do you all flavor it?
Yeah, you can, I mean, any flavor is more than welcome.
Right.
And I'm sure that anything that comes from your kitchen also is going to be amazing. But yes, with alioli, that we call aioli, or just like mayonnaise.
Yes.
Mostly we use that for the day after.
Okay.
The good thing is
that...
So
when it's cold?
Exactly. If you have it cold, like, with a little bit of bread and some mayonnaise, it's like perfect.
Yum. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I get the reward of being able to eat this today. This is great.
And we cut it a little bit rough, as you were saying. This is the way that our grandmothers, cut it.
Yeah, I'm going to get a close-up of that. And people always bear with me when I switch cameras. But, so you can see this rough cut. And I had gotten the mandolin out thinking that we would have to slice it thin. And when you say, your grandmother, this, just watching you do this, it reminds me of my summers in Louisiana with my great aunts, because this is more of a home kitchen. You see the love in it and doing it the way. And so by breaking it up like that, and so you cook this. Tell me a little bit about the next steps.
So basically, I mean, I don't know the science exactly, but I always remember my mother saying, like, you slice a little bit and the end, clack.
Okay.
A little bit, because apparently when you break it like that, when you cut it and then you break the last part, it has some kind of like natural substance that makes it more juicy.
Yeah, the starch maybe.
Maybe, you know more than me.
So I don't, that's really interesting. But it's in those touches with cooking that sometimes we don't even know why, but we know it has a purpose.
Yes.
And it's funny because I make my French omelet just by using a fork.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my favorite fork. If I don't have the fork that I love, this one fork, my omelet doesn't come out as good. I don't know why.
What is it? Is it a special fork? Like what is the
special thing about it? No, it's a fork. It's just pretty. It's old, and it's just one that doesn't match anything else, so I can look in the drawer and find it.
Yeah.
But I remember my grandmother, my great aunts having a fork that they used for, that kind of was their fork for cooking, and maybe just that tradition. But
it seems that there is a lot of love.
Yes,
the secret ingredient maybe is the love that is in the fork.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love that too, and how the little twist to that. It
can be more fun. Some people in some restaurants, for example, they do it in slices, in dices.
Sure.
But because it's faster.
Yeah.
But this requires a little bit more of attention.
It does.
And but also I think that when the egg, when you put it with the egg, it kind of like, it's more compact.
Well, yeah.
It's not so loose. With the dices, it can be a little bit more loose.
And with the egg going through, which this is going to create a as we say in French cooking, a la fond, a bottom.
Okay.
Like a base by doing this. And the texture of the potatoes, I think, would help that the egg doesn't seep all the way through to the bottom.
You have explained something that I never knew.
I'm just guessing. I'm guessing. I may be totally wrong.
No, I think that you are totally right. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because it's true that when sometimes that I have to, like, I don't have a lot of time, I do it with the dice.
Yes.
And it's true that it's more loose. Mm-hmm. It's not, as you were saying right now, as describing it very well. I think that it really describes the final result. So we have here the potato already ready for being fried in olive oil.
Great. Well, we're going to go to the next step.
So now
I'm going to flavor of that wonderful olive oil.
Exactly.
No, and no insult to Spain, but I like olive oil from Greece. Beautiful. And Spain. And where else? I've gotten some that Tunisia is good, but I have no doubt this is probably some of the best.
Those three that you have mentioned are beautiful, so you cannot go wrong.
Can't go wrong. But and tell me about your career. So you're not in the tortilla business.
No, not yet. Maybe.
Not yet. I don't know.
You never know.
We would love to see this in matches. Yeah. I would love for y'all to be in matches all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that beautiful color.
And the potato with the onion.
Sure.
Is because you know that it takes a little bit longer to cook the potato. So we start with the potato, and then when we have like maybe 7 minutes already in the cooking, we add the onion, and we have that. We start to have that golden.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Color.
And so what do you do? I know that you're in the film business.
Yes, I work as a director, writer-director, in commercials and in film. So here in the States, I had the honor actually of directing one of the biggest commercials for the biggest events. That was a
Super Bowl
commercial for Budweiser. So that was a big responsibility.
How fantastic.
But it was fascinating because it allowed me. I've been in love with the States since I was a kid. I used to spend a lot of summers when I was a kid here, since I was 11, with families from the States.
Yes.
And it, first time it was in Louisville, Kentucky, with the Davis family. Then in North Carolina. So I always saw not what the movies were showing. That was the coast, but another part of the States that's what made me really fall in love.
Yes.
I
love
this
Louisville,
country.
by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the Budweiser commercial.
So that was an opportunity to rediscover the American culture and to really connect to because we were traveling with the Clydesdales all over America.
Yeah.
We were in the Brooklyn Bridge, shooting with the Clydesdales on the 31st of December.
Wow.
Imagine for the tourists, everybody was like, what?
I know.
But it was an amazing opportunity to get to know even deeper into the culture and the most amazing, and the beautiful landscapes that this country has. And what are the values, like friendship, family, these moments.
Yes,
Food, cook. So for me, that was
And I think the southern part of Spain.
Correct.
But I find that a lot of the European countries have that same sense of family and friendship of the South, the Southern United States.
Yes.
That I always found people were so open, just open. They loved having you into their homes and the entertaining and the warmth. And
It's exactly what we have experienced here in Natchez, Mississippi. It's such a beautiful state. And we have, we have really experienced the community.
Yeah.
Another kind of pace in life. that really focuses more on like the people, the simple pleasures that are like, sometimes in the big cities you get lost in some other things that are not as important, I think, as these kind of relationships and moments.
Right.
You know, it's like in a movie. The movie, I think that really what differentiates them, one movie from the other is not the plot twist that you can like or not. It's like the moment that you remember.
Yes.
It's like that moment from that movie. Remember when that happened. You know, maybe you don't remember the ending. Maybe you don't remember that other shot, but you remember a moment. And this is a moment.
Yes, this
what we're
is
having
a moment.
Right now.
I love it.
No?
I just changed the camera back to us because this is so great, you know, and this is what I love about cooking with friends and the people I meet that come to my cooking classes. You know, I'm writing a new book, and one of the things I wrote was I've met so many people in through my years of cooking the restaurant business, and I said, if they were not my friend at the first bite, by the end of the meal, they were friends for life, you know, and I think when we met, and, you know, that y'all were staying with, you know, Sarah and Ken, who are fabulous friends, that, you know, just the people that come into our lives through friends and food and travel. And, but the film industry, I have a lot of friends in the film industry, but it's just the love of the art, which I see in you.
We all have, like, I like to explore horror and sci-fi.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Because I think that, first of all, horror allows us to explore parts of ourselves that we, you know, are ashamed or we're guilt about it. And it brings us like some light over it and not making a big deal about it.
Yeah.
And fiction is always like a very cathartic experience that you can just like play around with, you know, something that really, it's a little bit, you know, when that genre, the horror genre, I think that it allows us to explore psychologically the human being. And sci-fi allows us to explore the present through a future metaphor.
The unknown.
Like what is happening right now, but you put it a little bit into the future, and it allows you to have to explore the what I call the what if.
Yes.
What if this would happen? Or what is that is happening, you know? And I think that stories allows us to understand the moment that we're living and where we're coming from through fiction.
And it is, and food and film, two of my favorite topics, you know, and music.
Music,
you know,
yes.
and music.
Yeah.
You've got to put that in there.
Yes.
And how lucky are we to be in that our career is this much fun.
Yeah.
You know, food and film and things that we do. It's pretty amazing. Well, you know, Tate and John Norris, who have the studio here, they filmed Ma, you know, little horror film with Octavia Spencer, which was so much fun.
A lot of fun.
And so what I did at Tate's, I would cook for the cast every night at his house. So when they finished filming, they would come, and I would have all the food laid out, and it was really, it's fun.
And it was with the blood of the scenes, you know.
No, they were all cleaned up by then, all cleaned up, so. And I loved it. Tate wouldn't let them talk business during dinner. It was all about food and relaxing and
getting to know ourselves at a different level.
Yes,
we're not only just working, but
working. And so, but I hope you come film something in that sometime.
We have been here 3 months. We were coming for a month.
Yes. So
and suddenly the opportunity came to stay a little bit longer, and now we're just like, and the other day we're even like, have you been scouting? And just like, I think that we have a project there that we have to make a decision, and suddenly this place, you know, we have fallen in love with it, and we have discovered so many things about ourselves too.
Yes.
The quiet life with less noise, it has room for more authentic relationships. That sometimes in the big cities you are like running from one place to the other, you know, trying to go through your task list. And here is more of like, it has allowed us to work a lot, but in the quietness of being more in nature, with friends, having amazing dinners with you too, you know, or in Churchill, like every Friday there.
Yes, it's, you know, and that's the whole thing that, you know, a lot of my friends, when I moved from San Francisco and we had lived in New York, and they go, what is it going to be like, you know, and they don't understand Mississippi. I don't think they understood what we have here. And Mississippi has a bad rap that I'm always trying to tell people, no, you don't understand. It's not what people think. And it's sad when, you know, when you see we're the lowest in education or obesity, but as a community in the state of Mississippi, we're working on things all the time. And the one thing that I love about this community is just the love in it among the people. And I think that, you know, when I moved back and what I missed everywhere I lived, because I'm 7th generation Natchezian, was just that sense of community you don't get in LA or New York or San Francisco. I mean, I had great friends there, but here you feel like you have the whole community behind you. So
it's very like for me it was I never been in the South, and this was the first time, and it was a complete discovery in terms of like I wasn't expecting anything or the other, but it has been a wonderful experience.
That's great.
Nature, people, you know, like those moments that we were talking that is just like a worth life living for. Those moments that is like the community is providing that. So for me, being here in the South, it has been such a privilege.
And do you find there are things that remind you of the way you grew up in Spain?
Yeah,
the pace of living.
Yeah, living in a way more simple but deeper.
Yes.
So instead of like spread, it allows you to go deeper into relationships, into the authenticity of like what is happening, instead of like trying to cover a lot of things.
Yes.
You know, so for me, it has allowed me to go more profound in how I was feeling, in the people that we were meeting. It's not just like 1 hour that you have to drive for another hour, so you have more time for that coffee. You have more time for just being with people. And I think that, as you're seeing, the golden...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's already, I think, ready to mix with the eggs.
Yes, so what I'm going to do, we're going to take another shot of this because it is so beautiful. And then we're going to do the eggs.
I'm going to turn this down a little bit, so because it's already done, and you can have the shot.
I'll just turn, And so, look at that. Yum. And I think there's very few things in life as good as potato and onion together.
Yeah.
Potato, I could eat this right now.
Yes.
I could put some sea salt on that and
no.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a little bit of that. And this is the key, is not to be in a hurry.
Yes.
And that is the moment that is very good to like maybe have a wine or a coffee
or
yes. You know, depending on your taste or whatever it is.
And enjoy the process.
We use that a lot. We love to gather around cooking.
Yes.
So it's just like you invite friends, and while you're cooking, you're catching up, you're getting up to date, talking about life while you're enjoying.
You know, and it's the same at my house and in my kitchen. But the other thing is, I always say I don't teach cooking, I teach patience. Because people are always in a hurry, they want to rush everything. And to make, you know, even an egg omelet, a French omelet, it is slow. You go slow with a low heat because you want it to be pale yellow. You don't want to rush it. And so that, to me, is the beauty of cooking, is taking the time. And people ask me all the time, what is your favorite dish? And it's cute. My husband always says, whatever you're cooking next is my favorite dish. But my favorite dishes are the ones that take time, like this. And when you braise some meat or you slow cook the potatoes, and I don't know, it's just, to me, when you cook slow, it just is a better quality of a dish.
And also you can, like my mother, for example, when she's going to do like a Spanish omelet, and you know that potato is an ingredient that we use in a lot of other dishes. So she sometimes like, okay, you know, I'm going to do a bigger amount.
Oh, yeah.
And then she has it for, you know, in the fridge, and maybe next day or later at night she uses it in another, you know, with veggies or...
anything. And that's what I think, you know, some of the best cooks, and it sounds like your mother is a really wonderful cook.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to get her to visit Mississippi.
And we have to get you to go to the Basque Country in the north of Spain, and maybe we can do an encounter there.
I love that. I love that idea.
Very creative. But this is the basic,
the original.
Exactly.
Which you always in cooking, you need to know the basics. You need to know where the dish comes from, the way it should be prepared, and then you can start to experiment.
Exactly. And then from there, once that you know a little bit the rules, you can break them.
Oh, look at that beautiful color.
Yes, too. Exactly. We're starting. So the reason that we don't put at the same time the potato with the onion is because you know that it takes a little bit longer to cook the potato. So we start with the potato, and then when we have like maybe 7 minutes already in the cooking, we add the onion, and we have that. We start to have that golden,
that's beautiful
color. So we're gonna use a little bit of salt here.
Okay, pepper.
Maybe not for later.
Yes. Okay. So you don't need that now. Just the eggs and the salt.
And the key is not to mix it too much.
Okay.
Like not perfect. It has to have different. If you see that it has different textures. So that's what we want to keep.
Okay.
We don't want to really go over the top that it's super smooth. Again, the same thing that we were doing about the potatoes. If you take a look at it, it's not perfect, but that is how they make it in the Castilian fields, like our grandparents. That's the
way we are going to do it.
Exactly, we're going to do it now this way.
I do not mess with history, yes.
Then you can
bad juju
go
if you
fun
mess
with
history.
And then, now we just mix it.
Okay.
Don't mix it all, we start mixing a little bit.
Okay.
So... And if it's very hot, you start seeing that the egg will start cooking. Sure. So that's also good.
So
And I think that we still have room for some more. Let's see.
Yeah, interesting. So it's really a feel, right? To know how much you have.
I think this is good now.
So we started with 2 potatoes.
Three potatoes.
Oh, 3 potatoes, right. And then two small onions.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I think that this is the right one, and to be honest, I think that this, with a little bit of your salt, we're gonna enjoy it.
Yes, we'll eat that while we're waiting.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think it's
patiently waiting.
Okay.
All right, that looks beautiful.
What we're gonna do is heat the oil, and then pour it, and then we're gonna see a magic moment.
Okay.
When we have to.
And so we put oil back in the fresh pan.
Exactly.
And then that. Okay.
It's here. Mixed with the onion and the egg and the potato, and we have a little bit of olive oil here, and we're gonna just put it down. It's already hot, so let's go for it. I'm gonna do 2, so we see how.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is cooking. And here is also to your liking.
Yes.
Like depending on how well you like it. Some people don't like the egg not very well done. Some other people like it very not well cooked.
Yeah.
So that depends on. You see that it's already moving?
Yes.
All right. So here we go.
Wow.
We have our tortilla, the first part. So we're gonna cover it with very flat.
So it's still got a little loose egg here, which keeps it moist. I see the potatoes.
Yeah.
So you want that look.
Yes.
So it's not dry, which is nice. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm gonna get 1 second.
Do you need 2
No,
plates?
I have this.
Oh, your spatula.
Yeah, the spatula. Let's just make sure that it's
it looks
moving.
Beautiful.
And now the magic touch.
Okay.
Just cover it. Put the pressure and
flip. Voila.
Flip.
Oh my gosh. Look at
have a beautiful.
that. Wow.
And
wow.
We do the other part.
Okay.
A little bit like this.
Oh, I totally get it now. Yeah.
And then we'll leave it cooking.
Yes.
Just a little bit to your
Just to firm that.
Exactly.
And you can keep it a little moist if you like.
Exactly.
If you want it firm all the way through. But I can see the texture is beautiful on that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How beautiful that is. The color and the texture. Oh, I will have you do the pleasure of, since you did all the cooking and I just got to watch today.
So we do it
like this.
This is how you will be served in Spain in quarters.
Yes.
And that's it. And one here.
Oops.
So we have, yeah, this will be like a tapas, a classic tapas that they will serve you.
Yes. Can't wait.
And then,
this is so...
let's go for the next.
Yes.
This. And let's see.
I was telling Yvonne and Harry and I always do this by myself, but I'm starting to realize how fun it is to have friends with me. So, well, I think we should definitely, I've been dying to try this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, how beautiful.
Probably needs a little bit of salt, but...
Well, for me, that's my vice, salt. Delicious.
I wish that you guys can join us. But,
yes, I know. I wish you could all be here. Oh, this is fun. And to have something that I learned, something new. You know, that's what I love about what I do. You never know it all with food. Yeah. You learn every day. Often from some of the mistakes I've made, you learn to correct them. But, oh, this is great. Thank you.
And the mistakes are usually the best way to keep discovering. So, you know, like...
That's true.
Never be afraid to make mistakes in the kitchen because you always learn and you always improve and discover new flavors, and it's fun. It's part of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's burnt, you know, that doesn't matter.
And I learned, I mean, now I've got a new way to cut potatoes. I've got all kinds of ideas going through my head.
And you already have the science to it.
Yes, thanks again. Oh, this was great.
Thank you so much.
So wish y'all were here, and I will see you all soon. And maybe when Yvonne and Harriet come back, we'll do a Spanish cooking class. So he said next time we're going to do gazpacho, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to sign off, and I will see y'all soon. Bye now.
Bye.